in the middle of the jump. It also allows me to get power-ups from above. I'm going to float down through this jelly here, try to avoid these cowfish. We get a carrot down here, which is another little unique power-up. Alright, so much akin to the cape in Super Mario World, we get to fly over a lot. Usually you descend pretty quickly with this, but if you mash the jump button, you can stay afloat a little bit easier. Alright, that was terrible. Alright, the next level I need to do a very tight super jump in order to reach a higher platform and skip half of this level. So we'll see if I can get that here. Alright. Yeah. Ideally I wanted to stay on that platform and hold down to desync that enemy, or despawn that enemy, sorry, and get him off screen. But good enough that I still skipped most of that level. It saves about 6 seconds. Alright, we're gonna fly through again the first half of this level. Ideally get to the end and face our first boss. I'm gonna lose the ears here in a second, because I want to pick up Fire Flower in here. Use this to kill the boss just a little bit quicker. Jumping a little too far there. Oop. Alright. Started to jump a little too far and I didn't want to die. Alright, so this is Bert. It's a very easy boss.
What's his name?
Bert.
Is that his actual name?
That's our name for him at the very least. Alright, so that's our first coin. That's basically it. Most of the enemies are pretty trivial, especially if we have the correct power-ups. Tatonga, the next boss, is actually probably the more difficult one. Thankfully the level to get there, the hippo level, is probably the most easy level. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold the B button and that's it. I don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna... Oh, it's even easier. I don't have to like press left or anything. I can just relax for a minute.
Are you gonna sing his star song?
Well, you can't hear it, so... I don't have Ice Plug here, I don't have my backup vocalist.
I remember watching the GDQ, the star song.
Yeah, he was... Ice Plug was easily the highlight of AGDQ. I had him on the couch for a reason. I'll try to do what I do best and bounce along to it. And I say me, I mean Mario. So this is Moon Physics. This is the one level that we're going to play that has these physics. One of the special levels also has it. You do move faster the more you're on the ground with these physics. I don't take quite the most optimal path. I take one that works very well for me. Okay, that's not where I'm supposed to be right now. Alright. Well, we're alive, so... Be on the ground as much as I possibly can here. There we go. Alright, so everyone's favorite level. Because of the star song. Of course, it only has this good of a song because, of course, it's a very long and boring auto-scroller. Respect the auto-scroller.
Yeah.
Stars are angry.
These stars really don't want me to be here.
Whoa! I thought you were in that hitbox.
Hitboxes are more of a suggestion.
They really are. The hitboxes are really strange in this game too. These guys have a really strange hitbox too. Like when they're decompressed, they have no hitbox. You can't interact with them at all.
People post some stars in chat.
Can they? Is there a star mode?
I don't know.
There's got to be one out there.
Gotta
Go
be a star
find
mode.
someone
Find a way to post
with a star emote that you
star
can
in
subscribe
chat.
to, and then subscribe to that person. And then post stars. It's a reasonable game.
There we go.
There we go. Nice.
Alright, Tatanka here, like I said, one of the more difficult bosses here. So I gotta fly up to him and shoot fireballs at him as fast as I can, and then stomp on him. Small Mario's not what I want to be, but barely got any fireballs out at him.
How big of a deal is it to like have to go and get whatever form you want to get? I mean, I get what were you expecting out of that?
We want to say Big Mario. Like, getting hit is
So you're gonna take a hit anyway.
Big Mario, ideally. Like, there's two different backups. I'm gonna take the safer and slightly slower backup.
Sure.
It's not a big deal.
Oh, is this level a secret?
Yep, I'll be taking a secret exit in this one to...
Secrets.
So, the safe backup is to go down here, get a mushroom. The alternative, I'll show off here in 1 second. The alternative is to go up and get a carrot out of that block that's above me and get down quickly enough to still make this cycle and then just take damage to be Big Mario. Being Big Mario is very relevant because you need to hit that block, not the other ones. Because you need a fire flower to access the secret. I was trying to skip that midway in case for some reason I die. I want to be... So, secret is located up here, maybe. You can break both those blocks in one cycle if you're really fast. Alright, so we're gonna go up here and do one level instead of two. And even though it's an auto-scroller, it's still faster than taking the two other exits. So, more auto-scrolling fun. This one is rather uninteresting. I'm just gonna run on some platforms. Try not to die. Think of this one more like a butter bridge from Super Mario. Alright, so I did this at AGDQ, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's doing the glitch." It's the behavior of the game to push Mario out of, any one tile space when he's 2 tiles high. So
It looks cool.
yeah, it's just fun to do. So this level, another boss level, kind of fun to do. This is a tight jump here. Alright.
Nice.
Excuse me. I need to get by.
What's the hardest thing in this category?
Turtle Zone. There's the last 2 levels of Turtle Zone are particularly difficult. Also Wario's Castle, which, if you ever played casually, you would understand. Alright, so let's see if I can get the fast kill on the rat here. Alright, so just take a small jump at him and just spam fireballs as fast as possible. And now we're going to enter spooky, scary pumpkin zone. Which is one of my favorite zones. It's got some good music.
This whole game has good music.
This is true. It's some of my favorite music.
I said that during the Tiny Tin Remix. I was like, this game has average music at best. Someone got very angry that I like the music, and like, what a weird thing to get mad about.
Now I think it's that pipe, right? Or is it? I think it's in this zone that you do the secret warp, right?
When we get to any percent, we'll be entering this level, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna jump apparently. So we're gonna do a lot of killing enemies off screen here. Try to reduce lag. Okay, apparently we're gonna take this part slow today.
Alright, I'm gonna make a sound effect to help figure out how synced the audio is. And exiting the level. It's the sound of it entering the level. Boing, 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 boing. I don't know, does that help? Jack can maybe tell us if
We jump in the thing.
that,
Okay, that's not normally the outcome there. Okay, pipes are very hard.
Oh man,
Yeah,
scale.
it's not ideal. Alright, we're gonna play it safe.
what's your PB in this game?
2730-ish. I don't remember right now.
Is it world record?
World record I think is 2630. Alright, so as I fall off these platforms, I'm going to let go of run briefly to do a quick drop. Try to get some more corner boost here. Small little optimizations. Alright, just play real safe. Especially because I lost an input. So we're going to enter the last level here, where I'm going to end up fighting the witch. Ideally, I'm going to kill the witch with 3 jumps. She appears on either the left or the right. The pattern is completely random. Usually we try to guess which direction she'll appear. Hopefully, it'll just be left, right, left. A nice, easy pattern. That's what I'm going to hope for.
I think I know. I was making those sound effects looking at the top screen. Which is a little behind. I should be looking at that screen. Yeah.
The last 2 times I have done this run in a live marathon, I have lost my ears. That's not good, so I'm going to try not to do it this time. Alright, already off my pattern. Alright, I kept the ears. Went opposite of what I thought, too. Right, left, right. So, I said we usually go in a clockwise pattern, but we're not going to go to Mario Zone next. going to skip Mario Zone and go to Turtle Zone because since we have the ears, it's a little bit more advantageous to go to Turtle Zone 1 because we can fly over the level. We usually refer to this level as cramps because it's a lot of mashing. I'm losing height. Alright, there we go.
Is there a certain technique you use for mashing?
Not a good one, apparently.
I use that prissy teeth action.
This is one of the hardest levels, the submarine. It's just a very long and it's a water level, so it doesn't make it particularly easy. But there's a stair section that is particularly hard. Again, I'm letting go a run as I hit that edge of that platform, swimming into ceilings to drop faster as well. So I'm going to do a slightly safer strat here and bounce off these guys. No, I'm not. I'm going to take damage apparently, which I did not intend to do. Usually we want to keep the ears because we want to damage through the pipe. I want to take damage through a couple things at the very end. I'm only going to be able to do that through one of the two obstacles. Which isn't the worst, it's just not ideal. So I'm going to avoid this one, I think. Yep. Okay. All damage boost through two pencils here.
That's what those things are called, pencils?
That's what we call them.
Seems close enough.
We'll be small entering this level because we'll get our power-ups anyways. This one's also a pretty technical level. This is probably the one I practice most. Okay. Alright, so I ran right through that guy. When you take damage, you have 126 frames of invincibility. That's close. You can make it through that guy. Okay, I didn't throw my fireballs at the right time. Okay, you can make it through, like, it's like 1 or 2 frames to spare. But you can only do it if you don't bonk your head while taking damage. And bonking your head is based on speed oscillation. Since Mario moves at 1 to 2 pixels per frame, the speed in this game is very odd. Alright, I'm gonna go back to Mario Zone. Why Mario has a giant zone dedicated to himself, I don't know. But he does. We'll start with the feet. Takes a super jump off of that block to get up here. A very specific super jump. It's like I think a 2-frame window. So that's pretty difficult. These spikes have terrible hitboxes, but I'm just making big jumps to get around them anyways. Okay. Losing more jumps.
Made it work.
Alright, I'm gonna take some damage here. Quick drop off that so I don't hit the Koopa. Power up back right there. Alright. We'll enter the next level. You can use your imagination on the location based on the environment. So I mentioned earlier when you have 99 kills, the 100th you get a Starman from the top. I have not been paying attention to my kill count, unfortunately. Alright, get our ears back here.
I like the balls in the background. It's a nice touch.
Nothing but balls. Alright, into the mouth. More mashing here.
You don't lose any height at all.
Ideally. Alright, take damage through there. Get a fire flower back here in a minute. And we'll take damage there, just not a big deal. Alright, so we've got some blocks here. We're gonna run up these stairs. Easy jumps off these guys. It looks nice, it's not even that hard. We'll get our fire flower. Okay. Missed that jump just a tiny bit. Now we'll fight the three little pigs. Alright, that's gonna be a little harder. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so now that we have all our coins, the door to the castle opens, and we can go take it back from Wario. Wario's castle, notoriously pretty difficult. Hopefully we won't die in the castle today. I'll probably play the first room, the hardest room, just a tiny bit safe. Yeah, just do that. Doing a full jump there, you get just enough height to make it up, but not enough height that you touch the fireball. Alright, I'm gonna jump against this wall and spawn the next platform just a bit early. I scraped against that, so I didn't make the jump. I actually just wasted a whole cycle. Alright, there's trap platforms here. Spawns these guys. This last one's in a different place, so I actually have to avoid it.
Nice. Nasty business. Alright,
Alright, get power up here. Alright, these platforms you can't just run across. If you jump across them, you can save about 7 frames. Just play it safe and not lose any inputs. Can't get hit by those. If you had 99, you kill that guy, get your star. Oops, didn't hold down on that guy. Alright, instead we'll just kill these guys the old-fashioned way. Spin jump takes them out in one hit. Okay, actually get the power up. And we'll fight Wario. Alright, 3 hits here. I'm gonna pause briefly. I want the timer to be fucking ran. I want the timer to be 0, 4, or 8 as the last number before running over to get a good, to have Wario come down as early as possible. Yeah. Timing will be on the 3rd hit of the next phase.
Oops. It wasn't 28.
That's time.
So add like literally, I would say 29.
That's fine. That sounds about right for his not great that one is. Thank you. Can we run through any percent real fast?
Oh, yeah.
It'll take like 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
Alright. Yes.
I've seen the 80%. 80% of this run. It's wicked cool.
Alright, so I'm gonna jump out of the credits real quick and I'm gonna run through the any percent run real quick. So I need to clear out my files because that actually affects the memory, which matters for this. I just did not even bother with the timer, just because it's probably going to be doing things a little out of order. Alright, so I'm just going to jump in here. I'm going to try to do a glitch here in the first level that is very difficult to do. I probably won't get it, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it just once, mostly because failing it wastes. Well, if I die, it wastes 30 seconds, so we'll try once. Alright. I didn't get it. What I'm trying to do is to die on the same exact frame that I'm entering the pipe. So if I were to get it, you would actually hear an audio cue of both me dying, or Mario dying, and the pipe at the same exact time. Because it's the first level, I gotta run all the way back, and self-reset and everything. It's about 30 seconds, so I'm only gonna try that one once. Okay, but I'm gonna die by the piranha plant, so. I'm just gonna beat the level normally, and then we'll do it in a different level where it only costs 10 seconds to try. And it's also a little bit easy. Well, it is a lot easier, so there's not so many moving parts. You don't have Mario jumping and turning around and shell flying like that. That's fine. So we're just gonna get through this level normally. A little background on the any percent route. I guess it was done maybe 5 years ago by Mug and Laplacier, and it was founded by some Tassers, Mug and Andy Mac, and I picked it up 2 years ago now. It's my 12-hour challenge, and the time's been knocked down all the way to 2 minutes and 42 seconds, I think. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to try to get hit the same frame I enter a pipe. I'm going to use the boulder here. Alright, so this one I can just do pretty quickly. I'll explain why I'm doing this in a moment too after I get it. Alright, there we go. So what happens is the game stores the fact that you're in a pipe. So when I go and enter another level, the game goes, hey, you're in a pipe. And immediately you start falling. So I'm out of bounds right now, basically. And I just landed on a level clear tile, and so I've beat that level now. So I'm gonna get a power up, and I'm gonna essentially do the same thing, except I'm gonna start select, and I'm gonna go back under the level again. I should make it clear that you can only do this on version 1.0. Alright, lost my power up. It's kind of a disaster on that first level, or the first couple layers. So, there's a specific pipe I'm looking for that's on the second layer. Once I get to it, everything's a lot easier. I just have to get to it. Okay, I want this pipe. And once I start breaking a block on top of it, I can't get in. Let's get the flower for a nice marathon save. Okay, I don't think I can get out from that far underneath. Jesus. Yeah, the top layer is pretty volatile. So you can only do this on version 1.0. There's a couple ways to tell if you have version 1.0. One of the ways is to use alright, here we go. Control combination on the title screen to see if you can enter demo levels, or just see if you can do this glitch. Alright, so I'm making my way through this mess. This is actually the game's memory. I have to be very careful not to break certain blocks in certain places. I went too far, didn't I? Okay. If I break blocks in certain places, it's like read-only memory. You're not supposed to write anything. Breaking blocks is changing memory addresses. And it goes, you can't change those. And the game just crashes. That pipe that I was at that I slid onto, that's actually the pipe I want to get into. The problem is that pipe is directly below an invisible block, so it's actually there's only a one tile gap. So the only way to get on top of the pipe is to slide onto it. But the only way you can actually enter pipes is to stand up. But as soon as you stand up, the game goes, you're 2 tiles tall, and this is a 1 tile gap, and so it pushes you immediately. So you have to pause buffer and input. You can also only enter this pipe on one specific pixel. So it's a 1 pixel and a 1 frame trick. So we stand on a very specific part of this block, so we try not to overshoot it, because if you go too far right, you're stuck. If you go too far left, you just get pushed left and can try again. So we stand in like a sweet spot and just try to get right to where we need to be. So I was one pixel off there. Obviously, if this was going for world record, if I don't get it first try, it's basically dead. That's how tight this is now. So if you're wondering what my visual cue is, I'm trying to stand like catty corner to this question mark. The actual question mark itself. The problem is there's like I said earlier, Mario's speed oscillates between 1 and 2 pixels per frame. So occasionally, it's one off. He just happens to get 1 too many pixels in the time he's moving and goes too far right regardless. There we go. So we have very specific control inputs we do to keep moving through. Here on out, we're just going to try to get to the bottom, all the way to static read access memory. And Mario, move. Thank you. Alright, so below me is the static RAM. I'm looking for a very specific block. It's memory address A2D5, if you're that technical. It basically tells the game to start the credits. If you're wondering, I'm not safe yet. There's still places where you can fall down in there. But if I change that block, if I change the bytes on that block, it just tells the game to start the credits as soon as I start a level. So it's the third row. Yeah, man, this block right here. So as soon as I start, the credits will start. That's the whole thing. Now we get spooky spirit. You get the music for Pumpkin Zone 1 during the credits, which is really fun. Alright, so now we get some Mulan here, which I can start up pretty quick.